The Chiefs running back room has become a topic of discussion, not just for the 2025 season, but into the future. There's three running backs on the roster that have 1 year left on their contracts, as Isaiah Pacheco has done a great job being the guy over the course of the last few seasons. But last year, they had to turn to Kareem Hunt off his own couch to fill a role for this offense. And they were one of the worst running back rooms, specifically at the line of scrimmage in the NFL. So we're going to go ahead today and talk about one of the options on day 2 for the Chiefs when they turn their attention to the running back room. Ohio State running back Quinshon Judkins. Everyone talks about Travion Henderson, but after he tested very well at the combine, eyes have started to turn towards Quinshon. So we're going to get into his tape here on RGR. Welcome in, everybody. My name is Daniel Harms, senior film analyst. And like I said, today we are talking about Quinshon Judkins, the running back out of Ohio State, formerly from Ole Miss. That's where you really saw the vision for Quinshon Judkins, not necessarily in the scheme at Ohio State, but we're going to dive into it, talk about everything, his game, what actually translates, and how you can extrapolate a little bit of things from his Ole Miss tape. But before we do, if you guys are new to the channel, please hit that sub button right now and allow me to work our way through this film and hopefully earn a like from you guys, because at the end of the day, trying to teach and hopefully you guys learn something, you like what you see, and you help the channel get out there for everybody else. But like I said, Quinshon Judkins measured in at 6 foot even, 221 pounds at the combine. One of the big things that I appreciate about him are his second level eyes. Now, they ran a variety of schemes at Ohio State and at Ole Miss in terms of running the ball. Here you get a little bit of duo. And the difference between duo and like inside zone is you're trying to create as many double teams as you can, right? So you've got a double team here, a double team here, and then outside block here, block on number 15. And all Quinshon's trying to do again is read what's happening. So he's going to press the line of scrimmage and he's going to notice number 0 right here is going to get out a little bit too far to his right. And so he's going to cut back into this B gap or C gap right here. I would have liked to see him take this all the way outside because I think he has the juice to be able to do that, but you still see he falls forward. He does a really nice job of finishing plays with physicality. He's got strong legs, a very compact, dense build. And then you have the physicality as well as the lower half body, again, composition to really finish plays the way he does with physicality. So he sees number 0 overcommit a little bit too much and he cuts back to the inside. And then you see once again where he's able to press and pop to different gaps. He's a guy who wants to get downhill as quickly as possible. So he needs to work a little bit more on his patience in being that type of player where, again, you're going to see a little bit of duo right here. Possibly inside zone. Again, it's hard to tell the difference between inside zone and duo all the time because of the way it's aligned, but you still get a double team here. You get a double team here, and Quinshon's going to press this A gap right here and then bounce to the B gap right here. And so that's where you want to see, again, playing with a little bit more patience here. He sucks that linebacker in, and then he pops it right outside all over the left guard, and he's able to create something, right? He's going to get tackled there eventually. But overall, you see how he finishes the play with physicality. He doesn't like to go down very quickly. Again, lowering the shoulder, getting his shoulder actually up into the chest of that linebacker trying to fill right there. He will consistently finish plays with physicality. I also think that he finished played the 2024 season a little bit heavy, 221 pounds, and he still ran a sub 4.5 40. That's really impressive for him. I think ideally he would like to play a little bit lighter, but at Ohio State, they asked him to be the hammer, and they had the change of pace guy with Travion Henderson in tow. So when he's the guy who's the short yardage back, he's the goal line back, and he's the hammer, really, to grind out games and to do all of those different things, to be the physical force player, you do see that he brings a little bit of that to the fold as well. So this is like inside zone where they're going to take the H back here, and he's going to block to the outside, almost like it's split zone here, but it's not necessarily. But you get a little bit of that inside zone look. Again, you have the offensive line go to the right, And then Quinshon, again, is going to do a nice job of pressing to the line of scrimmage and then waiting for the last second to make his play. It's more of an inconsistency, right? You want to see him consistently be patient like this at the line of scrimmage. You're going to get a block down here, and then he's going to get through that hole and finish with physicality. Stiff arm to the ground. You see that little bit of hop right there. He does end up tripping. He would have gone out of bounds right there anyway. But again, talking about the physical play with which he does put on the game, it's always in every way, shape, and form that he presents himself. I would like to see him switch the ball a little bit more, because you see him sometimes get to the outside and he still has the ball, like say he's going to the right, and this time he keeps that ball in his left hand. He does hold it high and tight. He protects the football very well, but I'd like to see him switch through the line where you can consistently get to your stiff arm, because he has an excellent stiff arm, as you can see right here, where he puts 41 in the dirt and then just bounces off of him into space. And again, he wants to be the guy that gets downhill very quickly and into space because he's got very good burst. He has good top end speed. Again, I don't think you saw it necessarily all the time at Ohio State this past year, but again, at Ole Miss, you saw a lot more of different ability, in my opinion. So here we go back to a little bit of 2023 tape with him. Patience, footwork, lateral agility. Like, look at the way he plays. And then again, he's has that physical nature to his game. So all in all, you see a little bit of that vision, right? The burst. He's got defensive players coming down to the line of scrimmage here. You see again, they're coming down. So he's got to make a choice, right? Going to press the line of scrimmage here, and then he's going to pop in and out and find space. That's what I think he can do at the next level. This is all translatable. Honestly, when he came in as a freshman at Ole Miss, he had tape. That's what he did. And when you watched him at Ole Miss the entire time, everything that he does translates very well to the next level. They do a really nice job here of just torquing all of the defensive linemen down out of the way. You get a block from number 86 right here around. And Quinshon, again, does a nice job of coming out and then reading that block and getting vertical upfield. So right there, pop right into it and forces a missed tackle because he's able to burst through the second level and create that arm tackle right there. And then again, finishes through with good balance. You see, he was driving backward with his feet still off the ground, doing what he can to get the most out of every single play. My apologies for this clip. It's not the best. I probably should have just cut it out, but we're going to go to the end zone angle where it is much better, and you get to see what he's able to do. So what you have a little bit of Y insert here. Number 86 is going to come through into the A gap and get a block. And this is where you see the footwork really come to fruition for him. So you have multiple different ways that he can attack the line of scrimmage, whether it's press, pop right there. Again, he presses inside first with that intention. He's going to come back this way and then back out. This is the kind of player with a little bit of space in the backfield that he can be. He can manipulate those second level defenders, and he can bounce off and use that lateral quickness, that lateral agility that he does have. And like I said, I'm not entirely sure what the scheme fit was, why he didn't have the best year at Ohio State, outside of perhaps that he really is a 3-down back and wants to get the majority of the work and get going like that. But you see, he's able to press, pop. He has that lateral agility, that lateral burst to get in between gaps in the tackles and then find space. And overall, he does run a variety of different concepts. There's a little bit of split zone right here. We've seen Y insert. We've seen duo. We've seen a little bit of power. So he can run the gamut in terms of what the Chiefs have been doing lately. A little bit of single back power. Now they're trying to probably go back to their outside zone. Inside zone concept. Again, you get outside zone here, or inside zone, split zone. Everyone blocking down. Tight end coming across the formation here again. And then you use, again, that second level vision. I think his vision's quite good as well. And you didn't see it a ton at Ohio State in terms of letting him bounce this to the outside. It definitely felt like the predominance of what they wanted from him was a grinder. Grind the defense down, use your physicality, and make them feel every hit that you put on them, which is fine. It's all well and good because they had that change of pace back. And I think that he can be a guy that gets the run to the outside every now and then. So from a physical standpoint, everything that he brings, I love. And he's able to really translate that to the next level with the physicality. I think he has more than enough lateral juice to make that happen. And then right now, we're going to listen to a word from our sponsor, Underdog. We are very happy here at the RGR channel to have Underdog on as a sponsor. And you guys know how this works if you've been following along. Today, we are going to build a pick'em entry for you guys. We're going to tail along and follow along. I haven't been doing as well as these as normal. I'm in a little bit of a cold streak. So let's look to bump out of this today. We're going to start with a player who I'm paying more attention to because the Pistons are quite good and the Pistons are my team. So when you watch the Pistons play, and they're going to be down again their best player, Cade Cunningham, Jalen Duren does not get the allotted typical points, rebounds, and assists as he normally does with Cade Cunningham on the court in terms of assisting and getting the points. He usually gets those from Cade Cunningham. So we're taking the lower on this for Jalen Duren. We're going to head over to the Indiana Pacers against the Charlotte Hornets. This is a game the Pacers should win very, very convincingly. LaMelo Ball is out for the season, their best player, and it would appear that Charlotte is going to be in the tank looking to get one of those picks. So I would not expect a guy who relatively probably averages around 20-ish points a game, but is more about assists to go higher than this number here. We're going against the counter. We're being a little counterintuitive this time around. We are going to take some of the lowers on the points here. And then we're going to look at DeMar DeRozan against the Washington Wizards. Again, another team that's not very good. But when you look at his totals over the last 5 games, only one time has he gone higher than his current points projection at 22.5 points. So we are going to take the lowers on all 3 of these players. And that's, again, the easiest thing for me, looking at these and just trying to read some trends. That's what I like to do. So if you guys would like to follow along, please do. And again, I always do this. You got the standard 6 flex up to 3 times. We're going to go ahead. Boom. Here we go. And again, you guys use that code RGR at sign up to get up to $1,000 bonus cash when you sign up at Underdog. All right, guys, we're going to get right back into this here and talk a little bit about what he offers on the other side, right? A little bit of blocking, catching the football, and then I'm going to finish with a comp that I think you guys are really going to like. This is where he brings the technique problems, right? I think this is, as a pass protector, there's a lot of running backs in this class that don't have all of that in their bag, right? It's more of the want to. If you have the want to, we can teach the technique, and we've seen that. We've seen running backs get better. I mean, even Clyde Edwards-Helaire got better as a pass protector. Isaiah Pacheco has gotten better. You can teach the technique, and I think that the want to is there. But this is more of what he does. You see a lot of dive at ankles and really cut blocks attempts, but really throwing his shoulder around, being a physical dude. We need to see a little bit more with your hands, right? Want to see a little bit more of the technique as a pass protector. This is pretty much what he does on pass downs as well. But you can lead block for him. Like they did a lot of this with Quinshon and Travion Henderson on the field at the same time, where one of them would lead block. Usually it's Quinshon because he is such a physical guy, but you have that in his tool bag as well. So all in all, what we do see from Quinshon as a blocker, the want to is there, the physical nature is there. We need to see a technique get really taught to him, and he's not going to be the most elusive guy at the next level. But what I like about him from a passing down standpoint, he's got good hands, natural hands. They're soft. He catches most of everything that's thrown his way. He's not going to be the most dynamic route runner in the world, but he can reduce some angles, and really against the sideline, he's got fantastic body control. Again, you see right there where he's running that flat route, presents to the quarterback, catches the football, and then creates an arm tackle at the end of the play there, the beginning of the play. So right here, again, he makes number 2 come down, and then he bursts up here, creating more of an arm tackle because of that initial burst to get into space right there. And then there's that contact balance where he's able to stay up at the line at the sideline there. And then again, you see there's a little bit of space there. There's a little bit of green on the sideline, so he knows where he is on the field at all times, and he gets a little bit more out of that play falling forward. So as a pass catcher, he has good hands. He's not going to be the most dynamic route runner in the world, but I think he's going to add to the screen game, not just, in this way you see here, but what Andy Reid likes to do if he were to be in Kansas City. You see the tools that he has. It is more of a straight line thing with him. I'm not saying he's going to be this Saquon Barkley where you see him, come here and then just bounce into space and go score a touchdown. No, it's a little bit more straight line. He's got better straight line lateral agility, or again, you see here, he's bursting right into that space, and then he dips down, creates an arm tackle, falls forward. This is a 15-yard gain right there. So I think that naturally fits into what the Chiefs want to do with their running backs in the screen game. It's not going to be Jamal Charles. It's closer to what we've seen from Isaiah Pacheco, where you get the ball to him and he can get downhill very quickly. He's not going to be, again, bouncing around, all those different things that you want from him. But again, press, pop, and then pop again, where he's able to, again, put that shoulder down, get into space, and physically finish the play. All of those, I think, do translate to the next level. So as a runner, we see a guy who's physical, has good vision, manipulation of the second level defenders, and then he has that contact balance and willingness to finish throughout the rest of the play. He can get the run outside as well. I think he would be a good fit in an outside zone scheme. But the simple fact of the matter is that he can run multiple schemes, anything you want him to. And the comp for him is Kareem Hunt. I truly believe that he runs the same physical nature, the same type of way, and he's not going to be the most athletic lateral agility guy, but with his patience, when he does use that patience, you can see right here, again, it's that physical. There it is. Again, throw a guy to the ground with your stiff arm. We've seen that happen a lot. Honestly, even this last year with Kareem Hunt, we saw that ability to get into B gaps and C gaps where he's jumping one way or going one way and then jumping the opposite direction. So there's a lot at the disposal here for a fit in Kansas City. And I think that the top speed stuff is not a concern at all. I think he has more than enough speed to create explosives in the NFL. And again, we've talked about this like ad nauseum, but the Chiefs were the slowest running back room in the NFL at the line of scrimmage. They didn't have any burst. So patience, burst, and then that lateral cut right there you see with finishing with physicality, and then the contact balance to get into the end zone. He brings everything that I believe Kareem Hunt has brought to the Chiefs that last year, the short yardage back with that vision and the physical nature to be able to grind out some of those short yards and into the end zone. So a complete package to an extent. He's not going to be the most elusive guy in space. He'll be more break tackles instead of make guys miss, but he does have enough lateral juice to be able to take runs to the outside and make some guys miss in space every now and then. And as a pass catcher, he's got very good hands. Got to work on the pass protection technique. But overall, I think we're seeing a guy that would be a very good option for the Chiefs in the third round. And that's probably where he goes. And for me, he's going to be a top 5, top 6 running back in this class. I am very high on his ability. And when you watch him from 2022 and 2023, that's still the player that you can get. Maybe 5-10 pounds he wants to lose to go back to that being a little bit more of an explosive player and not just the hammer. But he can finish plays even at that size that we saw at Ole Miss. So he really is a complete type of back, a true 3-down upside player if we can get that hand technique and be a trusted pass protector on third down. So I hope you guys enjoyed this breakdown of, I think, one of the more underrated running backs in this class, mostly because Travion Henderson is the fast, explosive, quick twitch guy that makes guys miss in space, and he's been the hammer in Ohio State, but he gets kind of overlooked. I think the combine has brought people back to the tape and maybe got them back to the 2023 tape of Quinshon Judkins. And I hope you guys, again, enjoyed this breakdown. We'll continue to have you caught up with everything that's going on until the draft, which is getting closer and closer and closer. Gary will be back tomorrow with another video for you. We'll have more content for you guys. Please enjoy the rest of your day. And if you aren't a member here, please sub to the channel. We would appreciate it very much. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have a great week, and I'll see you next time.